This is the best lighting kit a filmmaker can get for all-around jobs. See, good lighting can change your shot drastically from this to this. So in this video you're going to see how using light right can elevate the quality of your shots. And also you are going to look at the lighting kit I got from Smallrig, and we will take a look at 4 real-life lighting breakdown examples, all to see if this is the lighting kit you should get. First, it's important for you to know that lights can make or break your shots. Take for example this shot with just natural house light. Nothing special here, there isn't any good depth and contrast in the image. And now check the same shot but with good lighting. You see how drastically light can change your shot? We create a nice depth to the image with the lighting, and there is a nice contrast between light and shadows in the image. And the before and after just feels totally different. And what if you need to shoot a food commercial, but the lighting in the room doesn't make you wanna grab a bite from the food? And what about now? You see, great lighting is working together with great filmmaking and storytelling. If the lighting seems bad, it can ruin and break your shots, and doesn't sell your intention properly. For example, if you want to light a shot where the bad guys are building a bomb, and you want to convey something dramatic with the lighting, you can use light to your advantage. You can create a low-key lighting where you emphasize the shadows and let your viewers feel what you want them to feel. But if you do the opposite and create something with less shadows, it will not convey your message right, and the viewer will not feel the tension in the scene like you want them to feel. And what if you want to create a funny shot for a comedy where your character is doing silly stuff? You basically can't convey this great with dramatic lighting. The viewer will feel that something is not in place or will wait for the tension. But if you choose to take this example and reduce the shadows and create more like a high-key lighting, it will sit better on the scene and convey your message better to the viewer. So if you haven't any light by now and want to get one, don't just get one. Choose it carefully, understand what you need, and get the right one for you. Take for example this shot where I wanted to expose the shot right without blowing out the window. So I put a ND filter on my lens, and then I was adding a 60-watt light with the softbox so it will be softened. But because I had to dark my image with an ND filter, the 60-watt light on a full power isn't enough stronger to expose me well on this situation. So if I take a more powerful light like the RC120B, I can pair it with a softbox with 2 layers of diffusion and also a grid, so the light will be soft and directional, and also get the enough exposure I need. Oh, and by the way, if I take the RC60B light from earlier and by putting it on the reverse side of the key light, we will create a kicker light on the subject, which is in this case also a motivated light from the right window. Okay, so by now the shot has become pretty nice and you can be fine with this result by now. But if you want to take it forward, you can add an accent light to the room. I choose to take the RC350B and pair it with the RA-F150 fresnel lens and shoot it through the window. The light creates a nice shape of light on the wall behind me and adds some nice interest to the shot. And by the way, I use a black flag to cut the bottom of the light to get a nice shape of light to my taste, but you can really just block it with black fabric or maybe t-shirt and get this result. By the way, I also changed the camera position so you can see that you can use this lighting idea with 2 camera setup. Okay, so choosing the right light for the job is crucial, and with 3 lights in your arsenal, it can give you more options to create beautiful lighting. And if you are confused which brand of light will be great for you, let me show you this amazing brand called Smallrig. And they basically have all you need, from small to bigger lights, different type of quality softbox to diffuse your lights, and also few other great light modifiers. Smallrig lights are also a great affordable option and well-made product with a lot of pros. And by the way, if you choose to build your lighting kit with Smallrig, you got this amazing option to download the app SmallGoGo, and you can connect some of their lights to this app and can easily change all the settings on your phone without the needs going to each light and tweak it. So going with one brand will make your life easier and faster. Back to the statement in the start of the video, let me show you which light and which other tools are included in my thinking of the ultimate lighting kit. Starting with the RC60B, a portable bicolor light. So in the box you got a sweet little case to carry this light, and inside the case you got the actual light. And let me tell you that it's look amazing. This light has a built-in battery and you can run it full power for 45 minutes, and here you have a Type-C port to charge it. And you can can use the light when it's charged. In case you got also a little reflector and that can connect to the light, so you can put this light on a tripod and tilt it as you need, another handle, power band clip, and 2 units of fast Type-C charging cables, one shorter and one longer. This light has a noiseless cooling fan, awesome color rendering specs, and beside that, this light is very portable and lightweight. To turn this light on, you just need to slide this button to the side and then to rotate the upper knob. To change the power of this light, just rotate the upper knob, and by rotating the lower knob you can change the temperature from 2700 Kelvin up to 6500 Kelvin. By the way, you can click on each of these knobs and get a shortcut for changing the setting, and you can see how much battery time you have in the exact setting you choose to use. And by clicking on the mood button, you can switch to the effects section where you can choose from 9 different effects and also tweak them to your needs. Now for a twice stronger light, the RC120B. In the box you got this well-made storage bag, and inside you have the light, reflector, power cables, strap for the bag, and also some cool stickers. This light can produce 120 watt output, which can offer you a wide range of options. Also, this light has a silent cooling fan and has a bounce mount, so you have so many options to mount here. Also, you can adjust the tilt of this light on a tripod easily, and by the way, the power cable here is 6 meters, which can be super nice for so many situations. Also, the color rendering specs here are great. So after connecting all the cables to turn this light on, you just need to click on this button, and then by rotating the left knob you can change the power of the light. And if you click it, then the rotation of the knob will change the color temperature from 2700 Kelvin up to 6500 Kelvin. Also, the same concept goes to the right knob, where you can choose from 9 different effects and then also change the speed of the effect. Also, you got a reset button, and by clicking it for a few seconds the Bluetooth icon will show on the screen, and then you can connect it easily to the small GoGo app and can make every change in the setting with your phone. And now for the brightest beast in the kit, the RC350B. A bright 350 watt light that will cover you where you need more light, more power. In the box you got a great carry-hand bag, the actual light, a stand adapter so you can adjust the tilt of this light, a reflector, a power cable, and the AC adapter with a locking design to secure the connection. This light also has a silent cooling fan, bounce mount, so you can also use so many options of mount. After you connect all the cables, you can turn this light on with this button. By rotating the right knob, you can change the power of the light easily, and by rotating the middle one, you can change the color temperature from 2700 Kelvin up to 6500 Kelvin. Also, you can by clicking the FX button to choose from the 9 built-in effects you got, and by rotating the left knob, you can change the speed of the effect you choose. This light also has a reset button, and by clicking it for a few seconds, you can connect the light easily to the small GoGo app and change all the settings from there. So basically, these 3 lights I show you will cover you for so many jobs and situations, and later on this video you are going to see 4 lighting breakdowns using only them to create beautiful shots. And something important you will want to get if you get yourself a light fixture is to have something to soften the light. And now just to give you an idea why it's important, this is a light without any modifiers, which seems pretty harsh and not flattering to the face, and this is the light with a softbox. A big difference, right? Now the light is much softer and much flattering to the subject, and you will probably want for a lot of the time to get a soft light. An example of an awesome one is the RA-D85. And just a quick overview for this softbox. In the box you got a nice carrier bag, and inside you have the actual softbox, 2 diffusion layers to diffuse the light, and the honeycomb grid to make the light more directional on your subject. And I must tell you that this one is very friendly to use because you just need to press the rod like this, and in a few seconds you are done. So easy, so fast. And to close it, just click on all the buttons. Besides that, the outside of the softbox is dustproof and waterproof, and the build quality here is awesome. The diameter of the softbox is 85 cm, and I find this perfect size for a lot of different sizes of room. And because it has a bounce mount design, it is very universal for use with different lights. And lately Smallrig also released the LA090, which is a more affordable option with diameter of 90 cm. This softbox also comes in a carry bag, and you also have 2 layers of diffusion to diffuse your light, and you can see an example with 1 layer, 2 layer, and without the softbox. And you also got a grid to focus the light better, and also the softbox uses the latest quick release technique, which is very easy and very fast to set up in just few seconds. This one also has a bounce mount design, so it fits for different lights, and besides that the softbox is made from premium materials and well made, and I really recommend you to check this one. Back to the RC60B, the 60 watt light I showed you earlier. Also with this one you can use a softbox. You have basically two options. You can get a bounce mount adapter to use bounce mount softbox like the LA090 I showed you earlier, and you can also get this sweet little softbox, the RAD30. This softbox comes in a little carry-on bag, very lightweight, so it's so easy to put it inside the camera bag. Also it's super easy to set up, so by pressing the rods like this, it opens, and also you got in the box a diffuser layer and a grid. And I find this softbox perfect for using it with the RC60B for air light, which is nice that you can do a small and a lightweight overhead setup. And also for a kicker light, when you don't necessarily need a big softbox to get a nice kicker light. And by the way, there is another great attachment for so many uses that isn't a softbox, and it's called fresnel lens. This is a light modifier that connects to your lights and can help you to focus the beam of the light and make it even stronger. I just grabbed for myself the RA-F150 and just a quick unboxing for this one, and in the case you got the actual lens, and this one doesn't need any AC power and connect to any light with bounce mount like the RC120 and the RC350B. Here on the side you can rotate the knob, and by doing this you can change the beam angle of the light from 10 degree to 40 degree, and inside the Fresnel there is a triple cooling system, so it reduces the heat, and you can rotate the knob without worrying about the lens overheating. By the way, a great pro of using one of these is the final output you get with this attachment. This brings up more output. Take for example this shot where I set up the RC350B behind the window with the Fresnel lens, and without changing any of the setting of the lights, this is the result I got without the Fresnel. And you can see that I got less output as with the Fresnel lens. And later on the breakdown you are going to see more examples of using it. Now after I show you all the gear I think are necessary for having the ultimate lighting kit for all around jobs, let me show you what you can really make with them. Let's start with a very cool breakdown and see how we can light a music video shot using the kit I show you. So basically just for the purpose of showing you a cool lighting breakdown, I learn a part of a song and do a lip sync, so I hope my acting skills are fine. And I started by placing my camera on a tripod and choose to go with the 4:3 aspect ratio. Then I turn off the room light and place the RC350B behind the window with the Fresnel lens to focus the light, and whenever it goes to the window blinds, it creates a nice shape on the wall inside the room. Besides that, the light was set to 2800 Kelvin and gave me a warm light color, which can seem like a light that reaching the room from a warm street lamp. Also I set a flag to shape the light better and cut some of the bottom of the light that enters the room from the window, and this is with and without the flag. Then I set up the RC60B with the RAD30 softbox and used the diffusion and the grid to make this light soft and directional. This light was positioned to hit the back of me, so it created a kicker light that was motivated by the window light. The last light I added was the RC120B with the RAD85 softbox. I angled this light a little to the side and a little bit up to create a rembrandt lighting. Also this light was set to slightly colder temperature, 4300 Kelvin, so it created a little color contrast with the other lights. And this is again the final result.
If it's a test, I'm doing my best, but it gets hard being without you.
Let's move for the next shot. Let's light a short film shot. So the act is pretty simple. A character is waking up in the morning with an hangover, and I started by placing the camera on a tripod, looking a bit down, and then I turned the room lights off and set the curtains to my prefer. Also I used a blanket to block some of the light that was reaching the table from the right window, and then I set up the RC350B with the Fresnel lens and focused this light to hit only a part of my body and recreate the feeling of a hard light reaching from a window. Then I wanted to add a soft fill light to reduce the contrast on me, so I used the RC120B with the LA090 softbox and used 2 layers of diffusion and a grid to make it soft and directional on me. Then I wanted to cut some of the light that came from this and hit the glass, so I used the RC350B case and put it on the table in a way that it's cut some of the light that came from the softbox and gave me what I wanted. The last light I added was the RC60B with the RAD30 softbox and used the diffusion and the grid inside. I put this light on a stand right to me, very dim, so it had a little pop of light on my right side that is close to the right window. So this light is motivated from what is happening in the room. And this is the final result. Now in the next breakdown, you're going to see how I light a commercial espresso shot. So after finding my frame, I turn off the room light and darken my camera with an ND filter, so my window is not blowing out. Then because the room becomes so dark, I wanted to lift the room exposure a bit. So I used the RC120B with the basic reflector I got in the case and used the aluminum foil to focus it just a little. This light was pointed to the ceiling, and because the ceiling is white, I got a white bounce into the room and then my room exposure lifted. Then I set up the RC350B with the LA090 softbox and used the 2 layers of the diffusion so the light will become soft. Then I also set up a flag to cut some of the bottom of this light, and this is the result I got by far. The last light I added was the RC60B with the RAD30 softbox, and also here use it with the diffusion. I pointed it to the opposite side of the last light and got a nice kicker light that was motivated by the window behind me. Also it helped me to be separated better from the background. And this is the final result.
Sip the extraordinary with espresso elixir.
The last breakdown I want to show you is how you can create a Moody interview. After choosing the right framing, I placed a warm lamp behind me, so I have a motivation to light my face. Then I set up the RC60B with the RAD30 softbox and used the diffusion and the grid to make it soft and directional. This light was angled 80 degrees to the side, so I can get a side lighting on my face that was motivated by the warm lamp, and also set to 2800 Kelvin. Then I set up the RC120B with the RAD85 softbox and also with 2 layers of diffusion and a grid and put it to me at about 45 degrees. This light was very dim and acted as a fill light to my face. Also this light was set to 4300 Kelvin because it felt more natural on the face. Okay, so now it seems nice, but I wanted to lift the room exposure a bit. So I used the RC350B with the RAF150 lens and make it more focused and pointed it to the right ceiling in the frame. So it bounced light back to this part of the room and lift the room exposure a bit. And this is the final result. So as you saw all the breakdowns today, lighting your shot is very important, and the tool you are using will help you to achieve your vision easier. And as you saw, Smallrig light can be very handy and useful for so many kinds of shots, and with the light modifiers you can get so creative. Also keep in mind that most of the time one light will not be enough, so choose which lights can work best for your needs. And I find this lighting kit I show you very great for these all-around jobs. And if you look at what you get in each product and with this affordable price, I really think it's worth it. Oh, and by the way, all the mini examples I show you today were lit only with this lighting kit, and I really enjoy working with the Smallrig products. And if you want to get one of these great light or the lighting modifiers, check out the links below and you can see the full details of each one. Also let me know in the comments your experience with lighting and which lights you like to use, and beside that, have a great week, don't stop creating, see ya!